guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday. I am here with the bins haul. Kind of a weird week at the bins. I got there and I felt this sinus headache creeping in like you would not believe. So I was really only in the bins for like an hour after it changed. I think I was only there for like 2 or 3 table changes, which is not a lot of time in my bins. So despite the fact that I was only there for about an hour, I got like 31 really great pieces. I cannot wait to share them with you. Like one of my favorite vintage pieces I've ever found, a couple great like high-end designers. But you know, just kind of like a lesson to us all, if you don't feel good, go home. Like just leave. Like being in the bins is not gonna help a nasty sinus headache. It's not going to help a migraine. It's noisy, it's dirty, there's a ton of people, there's a ton of stuff in the air. So if you're not feeling great, go home. I chose self-care, so I got myself out of there, but I still got some really great pieces that I cannot wait to share with you. But how was your weekend? Was it great? Did you go to any thrift stores? Did you go to any estate sales? Let me know. Did you find any treasures? I want to know. Put it in the comments below. But before we get started, if this is our first time meeting, first and foremost, welcome. Welcome to the party. I am Julia. That's my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But lots to get through today, guys, and it is real hot in this room. I've got the fan going. I'm very excited to get that air back on. So why don't you go get yourself some sustenance, grab a snack, grab a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. All right, well, let's start off with a bang here. The first piece I got on the top of my bag is this gorgeous pair of pants from Max Mara. Guys, this is a brand to be on the lookout for. It's one of those like old money brands. It's incredibly expensive. These were probably $400 or $500. They're most famously known for their coats. They make these gorgeous camel coats, and one of the most famous coat styles they have is called the teddy coat. I'll see if I can find a picture and put it up here, but guaranteed you have seen it in at least one fashion magazine. It's a classic. They run, I want to say the teddy coats run like $3,000 or $4,000. They are lifetime investments, but the craftsmanship on these pieces, like their textiles, are top notch. They're kind of in that like Loro Piana range when it comes to like the quality of the textiles they use. This is a wool blend and it is like light as a feather. It's got this kind of interesting texture to it. I don't know if you can see the kind of variegation there in the colors. It looks black from afar, but it does have that little slight pattern to it. Ankle length, wide leg, and a size 10, which is incredible to find. But yeah, this is a label to be on the lookout for. I found 2 or 3 pieces from them. One is a pair of shoes that is in permanent residence in my closet. But let me know, have you ever found a Max Mara piece? Did you keep it? I wouldn't blame you if you did. Did you sell it? What did you get for it? Let me know. I'm always interested to see like who else is finding these great brands and what they're getting for it. So great start. I'll probably see on this $50 to $100. I want to see if I can find this exact pant, but just the fact that it's wide-legged, it's a size 10, and it's ankle length, which is kind of a more modern cut, tells me that this will probably sell quite well. Very exciting find. My heart will always like pitter-pat when I see that label. Next up, another label that always makes me happy, but in a much more basic piece. This is a just V-neck t-shirt from Standard James Purse. Standard James Purse is like the basics line for James Purse. Still egregiously expensive. James Purse is known for making these like incredibly high quality basics, using the best of the best of the best textiles. There's never any like external branding. This is another kind of like quiet luxury brand to keep your eyes out for, and they last forever. I've had a couple of these V-neck t-shirts, and I think that they're actually technically undershirts, and they usually sell for like $28 to $35 and usually sell very, very quickly. This is a size 5, which I believe is a size XL or 2XL maybe? Yeah, that's a 2XL, which is great because they're kind of hard to find. I find a lot of smalls and I find a lot of mediums in the men's. I rarely find a large, extra large 2XL. So I'm interested to see how fast this moves. Usually larger sizes do move a little quicker for me, but it's the first time I found it in James Purse. So very excited to find that. Always pick this, like, I don't care how much of a wisp of a thing the thing you are holding from James Purse is. If it is in decent shape, if there's no holes, if there's no shrinkage, even if there's a little bit of shrinkage, pick it up. As long as you're not paying like $15, $20 for it, like if you're getting it for $5, pick it up. You will make your money back and it will sell quick. Even just an undershirt. Next up, a great basic. This is from Chico's. It's a size small, which I don't typically pick up from Chico's. The reason I picked it up is because it's this really classic nautical style shirt, and these kind of shirts just always sell. They're always in style. I love these brass buttons that kind of go down the raglan sleeves. Raglan sleeves are so flattering on pretty much every single body. Long sleeve, it's that great Chico's jersey, and it's in fantastic condition. This feels like new, so I'll probably see like 25 to 30 on this. I'm interested to see how long this takes to sell because it is that size small. Of course, this is a Chico size small, so it's going to be a little bit more generous than most other cuts, but otherwise, great top. And again, just always a classic. Nautical stripes are always in style. Next up, I actually got a few great pieces for guys today. Some great brands to be on the lookout for. So this will be kind of a good one for guys' closets or anybody who does source for guys. This is Travis Mathew. Travis Mathew is, I think, primarily like a golf brand. They make that kind of like outdoors. This is like a tech polo. It's a pale yellow. This butter yellow is very in right now. It's got this cute little like palm tree scene right above the pocket. These kind of shirts, they're not gonna sell for a ton. They will sell fast though. Every piece that I've ever had from Travis Mathew has sold. Mathew has sold within a week. So definitely a brand to be on the lookout for, so long as you are sourcing it for the right price. Something like this I'll probably get like 25 to 30 on, and no doubt it'll sell very quickly. Size large, in absolutely perfect condition. This is the tag you're looking for. You'll also see that M, that's the M. Like sometimes you'll just catch that in the bin, so grab it if you see it. Of course, check it for condition, but this is like new condition. Another great piece for the guys. This is a pair of pants from Bird Dogs. Now, I've heard about Bird Dogs mostly because I see online ads for them. They're of that kind of like new movement in menswear where it's like really nice and stretchy. So, so it's a tailored fit. It looks like chinos, but it has movement to it, so guys can like bend and stretch, and especially with the slimmer cuts that guys are wearing these days, like a traditional chino is not going to be very forgiving if they need to like bend down to pick something up. So Bird Dogs is a brand that's kind of coming in to change that. It's a size 34, 32. And this is like, there's no internal tag here, but this was on the inside. So I'm assuming that this kind of blue, if anybody else is familiar with Bird Dogs, let me know if this blue is kind of a trademark. So, people know that it's something to look for. But I'm assuming it is because it's just a very, bright, obvious color. Bird Dogs, and then the little embroidery logo on the back. It's a little bird. So something like this retails like $118, and a lot of the pieces that I've seen on the resale in similar color, similar cut, similar condition run like $40 to $60. So definitely a Bolo. I'm interested to see how fast they move. But I gotta say, they're really nice. I like that these kind of things are available for guys. I think that Lululemon really started that charge with the ABC pants. Like go to the financial district in Manhattan and all you're gonna see are guys in Lululemon ABC pants with a button-down shirt and a Patagonia puffy vest. It is the uniform for the financial district. And it's kind of hilarious because it's true, but stuff like this is great. Next up, this is a little tank top from Elizabeth and James, and this is brand from Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, also known as the founders of The Row, which is one of my favorite brands. I've yet to find a Row piece in my size. It will happen. It will happen. But everything I've ever found from Elizabeth and James is like ridiculously nice quality. This is just a basic little like tie-dye tank top, but the textile is so nice. The finishing feels extremely high-end. I can't remember where these were sold. I'm assuming that they were sold in higher-end stores. Like you're not gonna see something like this in like Target. But I have found a couple tanks from Elizabeth and James, and they've all sold in that $30 range. So let me know if you've had similar experience or if you know more about the brand, but quality is there. So if you're even considering picking up some, solid basics for yourself to wear, I would buy Elizabeth and James with confidence because really, really well made. Next up here, we've got this pretty boho dress. This is from a brand called Raga, R-A-G-A. And this was sold in Anthropologie. I know that they have their own store. I want to say they might be sold also in Nordstrom, but it's got this pretty top flap in this blue like iCat print. I think this is an iCat print. And then the bottom layer ombres into this kind of burnt orange and black maxi length skirt. It's really pretty. It's in great condition. It is a size small. I see sold comps on these going, yeah, this is about midi length with a little bit of a high-low. And then, oh, in the back, that top ruffle. This is definitely something I'm gonna have to shoot on the mannequin because I feel like it just doesn't look right when I'm holding it in my hands. And the back splits. Just so you can like see that little cinch in the back, and it is smocked here. So it'll give you that kind of custom fit. So I see sold comps on this in the $30 to $40 range. I'm assuming I'll get around that amount, but what a great little find. Definitely a brand to keep your eyes out for if you like these boho dresses. They are very well made. So this is the first piece that I've ever found by them thrifting. So I'm interested to see. This is definitely one of those things that I'm gonna wanna like accelerate to get live just because it is such a summer dress, but it's really pretty, isn't it? I like that style. This is very forgiving. This is the kind of dress you throw in your suitcase when you go on vacation because you know you're gonna be eating a ton, and this just hides all the sins. Anybody else pack like that for vacation? Next up here, we've got this great kind of chunky sweater from Free People. This, I believe, is a size small or extra small. Yeah, it's a size small. I love Free People sizing sometime. Anyway, this is kind of like an ottoman knit. Ottoman knit is like this kind of ribbed knit. You've probably seen this before. You might not know what it's called, but that's called an ottoman knit. And it's kind of heavier weight. It's obviously oversized. So in pretty great condition. It does need a bath. Something that I think will do well as it's mid-July. Back to school shopping starts like now. So start to get those heavier sweaters up, get them ready to be listed. You want them live in August when people are doing most of their back to school shopping. So because it's that like perfect fall sweater, I'll still probably get like $35 on this. It is in great condition otherwise. So great find. I can't believe that's a small. Next up, you know I love me like a weird, funky 90s shirt. And did this deliver or did this deliver? It is sunflower printed. It is kind of boxy fit. It's got shoulder pads to the gods. It's got sequin detail here on the sunflower here. It's on the pocket. It's on the placket. It's got a polka dot collar. Who's the brand? Faith. It's a size medium. This is something, again, that I'm pretty sure will go on like Depop. And I have no doubt that I'll probably see somewhere like 25 to 32 on this. I can't pass up these kind of shirts in great condition. Obviously this needs like a bath and a steam and all that kind of stuff, but I cannot pass these things up because they deserve to find a home in another eclectic closet. I just love this. This is something that like I would have killed to have back when I was in like 6th grade. Next up, okay, so this was something that I felt and I'm like, this feels really nice. The tag looked kind of worn off, but I knew exactly what it is. That is Reformation. And so this is a beautiful, I think this is like 90% alpaca cable knit kind of cropped sweater. It's got like a little bit of a blouson sleeve here. It's in great condition. It's got that nice fuzz to it. It feels ultra lightweight, but like literally just having part of this touching my leg is making me sweat. It is size medium, so it's kind of a shrunken silhouette. It is a little bit cropped, but you know, again, Reformation is just one of those brands that I will pick up no matter what. Sold comps on this are in the like $80 to $100 range. I think that this retailed close to $300. Like Reformation is incredibly expensive to start with. And then when you get into like the really high-end kind of textiles, it gets a little crazy, but interested to see what I'll get on this. You know, I'll bang probably in my spreadsheet 40 to 50, but yeah, every sold comp on this is in that kind of upper echelon, $80 to $100. So what a find in the bins, in good shape too. You know, like because this is kind of a looser weave, like I held this up to the window like 4 times just to make sure I knew what I was looking at. Next up, another piece for the guys here. This is also Travis Matthew. These are a pair of golf pants, again, size 34. These things, again, retail like $100. They're golf pants. They're made to be worn in all day, moved in. Straight cut in this pretty like gray, kind of ever so slightly textured fabric. These will go, so the pants, the Travis Matthew pants tend to go for a little bit more than the polos. Depending on the polos, there are some like collectible ones, some like rarer colorways. but a lot of the sold comps on these are in like the $40 to $50 range, and they feel brand new. Very little wear on this tag. That's usually where you can tell. Like if the rest of the garment feels like really crisp and clean, you can usually tell how much they've been worn just kind of based on the condition of the tag. And this tag looks brand new. So I wouldn't be surprised if these were worn like once or twice and then donated. Probably like a change of size situation. Like person, you know, either lost some weight or gained some weight and wanted to move those on out of their closet. I'll take them. Ah, yes. Okay, so this is a very cool find, and I'm interested to hear if anybody else has found this brand before or has experience with it. So when I picked it up, I didn't immediately recognize the tag, but the configuration of tags, the fact that there are like 4 tags all stitched together, tell me that this is probably a pretty high-end garment. And the designer on this is Christensen du Nord. And I recognized it once I read it. I recognized specifically the du Nord part of it. So I just grabbed it. I didn't comp it. I recognize this for being like high quality garment, beautifully constructed with, you know, a suspiciously high-end looking tag. And when I got home, they are a European brand, extremely expensive. I want to say that something like this would have retailed for like 500 or 600 euro. I do think that this is vintage, just going by that tag. There's like a phone number on it with like actually a picture of a phone. You can kind of see that right there. But this is it's just a black linen tunic dress in fantastic condition. Lightweight, it's got little splits on the side. This is long enough to be worn as a dress, but probably more than likely this will be worn as like resort wear over a swimsuit. V-neck, like a traditional kind of like split neck here. Gorgeous. I'm seeing sold comps from this brand, and I haven't found this exact thing, but sold comps range between like $40 and $100. So interested to see how I do on this one. But what a cool find. Like, let me know if you've ever found Christensen du Nord, because I'm kind of obsessed. Like, the quality on this is absolutely unreal. Like, it looks like this collar. I'm looking at this collar. This looks hand stitched. Look at the detail on that. Can you see that? I know it's black, so it's not really showing up, but like that all looks hand stitched there. So, I mean, you know, for 500-600 euro per pop, I get it. Definitely also something that will never go out of style. Next up here, we've got one of my standbys. This is a weave-free little sleeveless tank. This is kind of like a stone, like a putty stone color. V-neck and that kind of like rayon-y, like that drapey jersey. It's got the kind of characteristic exposed seam there in the back. It's a size large. Weave-free just always sells really fast for me, and I'll probably see like $25 to $30 on this. These kind of weave-free tanks fly out of my closet. Plus it's a size large, which I rarely find in weave-free t-shirts. So next up, okay, so this was an interesting thing. I generally don't pick up anything that looks like a bridesmaid's dress unless it's a brand that I really know moves very well, but this kind of felt different. So this, first of all, the color on this, is this unbelievable? This beautiful like olive green velvet. It's floor length. The weight on it is really nice. Like, this feels really well made. And then the top is this kind of pretty cowl neck. It's got an adjustable strap. Like, the hallmarks of quality were there. The brand on this is Revelry. And it does look like they specialize in bridesmaids dresses, but their velvet bridesmaids dresses seem to have a really high sell-through rate. This is a size 8 in pretty much perfect condition. I'm assuming this was worn once, if at all. And the sold comps on these are like $100, like across the board, all the different colors. And the olive seems to be in pretty high demand. I mean, like, understandably so. Like, look at how beautiful that looks on the camera. Like, just imagine that in pictures. It just looks so luxe. So I picked it up. I was pretty excited to find this. And I think that this is something that, even if it doesn't sell as a bridesmaid's dress, like, I think that this has, you know, because it's velvet, because it's this kind of really interesting color, I feel like this has a place in like holiday parties, in homecoming dresses, because it's not like your classic just like crepe or satin dress. Perfect condition. It looks like they retail, I want to say it was either $200 or $300. I can't remember. I think it might be closer to $300. It was like $250 or $279. But I will say, like, I mean, it's fully lined all the way down, the lining stitched in. Like, these are well made. Like, I would say if you're having like a black and white wedding and you want your bridesmaids to wear black, like, something like that will get worn again you know, like a black velvet dress. Next up, okay, so this was an interesting thing. I couldn't find much about it, but it was so unusual that I had to pick it up. Again, this is like wool blend, so I'm hot just holding it. These are a pair of pants, and the label here is Tomorrowland Blue Work. And I'm so interested to hear if any of you have had any experience with this brand before, if you've heard of it, if you've sold it before, because these are so nice. It almost feels like a worsted wool. Get you up close, see if you can understand that texture. You know, like a Pendleton blanket. It feels like a thin Pendleton blanket. And they have like a jogger waistband. Is that a real fly? It's a zip fly. The pockets are finished beautifully. I think that this is a Japanese brand, but it was just one of those things that was like so unusual and so well made that I picked it up. I took a chance on it. So I need to do a little bit more research. There is a bunch on eBay that I've seen, and all the pieces that I'm seeing on eBay are selling around the $100 range, but I'm not quite sure what sell-through is on it. I'm not quite sure what like the sold prices are. So I need to do a little bit more research, but even if I get like, you know, 20, 30 bucks on these, I would be happy, because I mean, they're just really unusual, and it's, for me, worth it to like learn a new brand, you know, something else to look out for. But size medium, yeah, and the tag is all in Japanese, so that makes sense. Really, really cool pair. Very cool, like just different. They're very different. Like I have a friend who I think would love these, but this is not his size, unfortunately. Next up, now this was kind of a crazy find. I've never found anything like this in the bins. So this is a little bodysuit from Skims. And Skims stuff sells so well. And I wish, like, if you've never felt an item from Skims, like, far be it from me to like promote one of the Kardashian brands, but I gotta say, like, everything I've ever had from Skims is like top notch. This one I believe is the Fits Everybody fabric, and it is so buttery soft, and like, look at the stretch on that. Like, it's not, you know, it snatches you when you wear it, but it doesn't feel constrictive, and I don't know how they do it. So this has a pretty square neck, and that's the main reason I picked this up. This is one of those bodysuits that's made to be worn as like a tank top. This is not shapewear, and I love that square neck. I think it is just so flattering on pretty much every body, and this is a size extra large. So these retail for like $70, $80, and on the resale market, they'll go like probably $30 to $35. This is a really great find, and I have no doubt that this will go quick. I'm just gonna put that immediately in the wash. But definitely something, again, it's not for everybody, but I will pick those things up as long as they're in good condition and not gross. Next up, this is another cute little Free People sweater. I've actually sold this exact sweater before. This is kind of like a chunky black cotton knit, and it's got these pretty bell sleeves. This feels very Halloween. This feels very witchy. I will use that as a keyword. We're getting into that time of year, so use witchy, use goth, because people are going to be looking for these black items. This is a size extra small. As a matter of fact, I think that the one I sold before was also an extra small. So it's kind of like a cropped silhouette, and it's a little bit oversized through the bodice, and then it's got the nice bell sleeves. I'll probably see like 30 to 35 on this. I think that's about what I got for the last one. This is also in great shape. And also, can we just get more black and green velvet together? Like, isn't that so lush? I just love it. Next up here, we've got a little Chico's piece. This kind of stuff moves really well from Chico's for me. This is a size 2, so it's a size, I think, large, but it's this very oversized, breezy, kind of turquoise chiffon sleeve, asymmetric hem tunic. Like, there are so many things about this shirt that I can use to keyword, you know, sheer, bell sleeves, tunic length, asymmetrical hem, oversized, breezy tunic. And this color is one of those colors that's just pretty much universally flattering on every single person. So I'll probably see like 30 on this. Otherwise, great condition. There's a little bit of something right here, which I'm sure I can get out, but otherwise, fantastic condition. So I don't pick up everything I see from Chico's, but stuff like this for sure. Next up, we got another Torrid piece. Again, I haven't been picking everything up from Torrid, but something like this. So this is a size 4, so a 4X. And it's this pretty pink baby doll tiered bodice tunic top in this, like, this feels like a linen blend, but it has a drape like a rayon. I don't think that there is any linen in it. Yeah, it's rayon spandex. Yeah, so it's got a little bit of stretch to it for motion, which is great. And this is in really fantastic condition. This is something that obviously needs a bath and a steam and to make it look pretty, because this is very wrinkled coming out of the bag. But something like this from Torrid, I found that the more like girly pink pieces, more so than like the black, slightly goth coated pieces from Torrid, I think stuff like this has been selling a little bit better for me. Again, in perfect condition. I'll probably see like 25 on this. Again, Torrid has slowed down and the prices have come down quite a bit on them. So like if you're picking up Torrid, I mean, if you do great with Torrid, if you're getting north of $30, like disregard everything I'm about to say. But if you are getting like $25, just mind your cogs. Mind your costs. Obviously I got this for $1, so that's an easy bet for me to make, but if you're in that $5 to $7 range, you know, really think about it. Make sure that it fits your profit margin. Next up here, we've got a cute Free People romper. Bell sleeves. I love these colors. Again, fall. This is kind of a transitional piece. This has a wrap front. It's another size extra small, but it is a cute romper bottom. So a little kind of a flounce romper. It looks very much like a skirt, and then the back has this detail with the buttons. I have a dress that has a similar back button situation. I thought at first when I saw that it might be the same thing. It's just like a style cue that they used in a few pieces, but something like this, it is extra small, so it'll take a little bit longer to sell. You know, if I don't sell it kind of end of summer transitional, probably like 25 to 30 on this. It is very cute. Love that print. Next up here, we've got a chunky sweater from Brandy Melville. I do pretty well with the chunky sweaters. I will only buy them if I find them at the bins because they're only going to go for like 15 to 20 bucks. But they do tend to go really quickly for me. I've sold this exact sweater in both this color and in like a cream, and they both sold within like a week. And no, I have not yet seen the documentary. I'm dying to see it. Actually, maybe I'll watch that tonight. Yes. I'll report back with my thoughts. But I really only do the chunky sweaters and certain dresses. They do sell pretty quickly for me. So, you know, and this is in great condition. So next up, this is a cute piece from Free People Intimately. I think that this is vintage. This is just a sheer, very like festival. I can see this as like a going out dress. I can see somebody like with huevos, you know, wearing this with just like a bra and panties underneath. So it's sheer and it's got this pretty fringe at the bottom. It's in fantastic condition, and it is a size small. I don't know. Let me know if you think, I think that this is an older tag, but let me know what you think. I'm interested. There's so many Free People tags out there that I struggle to keep up with them, but something like this I'll probably see like $20 to $25 on, and I have no doubt that this will go pretty quickly. These little nightgown type things go pretty quickly for me from there. So as long as the price is right and they're in great condition, I will pick them up. Oh, this was kind of cool. Okay, so this is from a brand called Hatch. Now, I don't do a ton of maternity, but I know that Hatch is a really high-end maternity brand, and this is a jumpsuit, and like, why does this need to be for somebody who's pregnant? I mean, I get it, it's a nursing friendly jumpsuit, but it is this pretty like puntel cotton. Do you see the detail in that weave there? It's in perfect condition. It's button front. It's got the front patch pockets. It's wide leg. I want to say, yeah, it's probably about ankle length. These retail, I want to say $175. I see a lot of sold comps in that $40 to $50 range on this. It is a size 3, which I'm assuming is a size large if I'm going by other brands who size like that, but this really feels in brand new condition. And I just want to live in this. Would you judge me if I wore a maternity jumpsuit? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm thinking about it. So cozy, comfy. I mean, it's like an oversized jumpsuit. It's not necessarily made with like belly space. It's just an oversized jumpsuit. Next up, now this is a brand I've never found in the bins, and it's always exciting when you find something like this. This is from Love and Lemons, which is a super expensive brand. They're sold, I believe, at Saks Fifth Avenue. They're sold at Revolve. This is silk in this beautiful peacock blue. It's got that nice like little silicone band on the inside there, this little ruffle. It is a bodysuit, and it is a size small. I want to say this retailed for close to $200. Most of the sold comps I'm seeing on this are in that $40 range. So definitely an exciting find. I'm really excited to find anything from For Love and Lemons. And the quality on it is really nice. I have found 1 or 2 pieces at the regular thrift, never in the bins. So let me know what you have found from For Love and Lemons in your bins. I'm interested. I wanna hear about your wins there. This is in like perfect condition. Next up, we've got a couple vintage pieces, so I'll just kind of take you through all the vintage pieces. This is the most adorable little girl shirt, and I feel like I had a dress just like this as a little girl. Mom, if you're watching, let me know. But it's got that cute smocked front, little polka dot skirt. This is in fantastic condition. Button back, little Peter Pan collar. The brand on this is Polyfliniters, made in St. Vincent. I guess that's one of the islands. Very cute. Look at the tag there. Definitely vintage. I'm gonna guess that this is probably 80s. Again, I'm pretty sure I had a dress just like this. If memory's serving me right, it was a dress that was just like this, but maybe reverse. It was navy blue with white stitching. Mom, if you're watching, let me know. I'll probably see, I don't know, $15 or $20. Something like this that's vintage in such good condition, even for little girls, like I'm gonna pick it up. Next on the vintage train here, this has gotten so wrinkled. This is a beautiful little sleep dress. Look at that. Look at the detail on that. This is cotton linen, I think. I think that this is a sleep dress. I don't think that this would be like a slip. It's got like a rigid strap there, but look at the detail work on the edge. So pretty. And then if you look at the bottom, this was what kind of blew me away. Look at the edging on this. I'm gonna get up close to the camera for this. Look at the edging on that. Do you see that? That's like literally the edge of the fabric that's been like tacked in. I have never seen anything like that. I don't know if that is like a known stitching technique. If anybody out there knows it, let me know. But I was like floored when I saw that when I got it home and I was kind of checking it for any kind of damage. But something like this, vintage nightgowns always sell really well for me. I'll probably see somewhere between 30 and 40, maybe a little bit more because of what this is and how it's made. But like the detail work on this is like the details, the finishing is really gorgeous. If I have to guess, this was a very high-end piece. Like look at the contour of the crescents around the scallops. Like it's not a universal width. It gets narrower as you get to the point, it gets wider up top, like details. There are details in this dress. And I wanna say that this is like a size large or extra large. Like I'm pretty sure I could wear this and now the temptation to keep it is setting in. So let me get that listed before I add another nightgown to my repertoire. Are you ready for this? This might be one of my favorite vintage dresses I've ever found. Oh, look at that. Look at that sleeve. It's this this color is a dream, this kind of coral color. It's got kind of a, I can't quite tell. I'm gonna have to put this on the mannequin to photograph it. I can't quite tell if this is meant to be stood up and be kind of like a stand collar or if it's meant to be folded down, but it ties in the back. It's a complete trapeze silhouette. There's a tiny little hole here in the front, and I think that's the only damage. Like when I first looked at this in the bins, it looked like there were kind of staining all over the front, but it's not. It's just the wrinkling on the under layer. I am obsessed. This might be something, because I'm pretty sure that this is going to fit me. This might be something that I keep to wear for an event before I sell it. The tag on this is Miss Elite of California. It says size 14. I mean, like this is in fabulous condition. Look at that tag. I am obsessed. I am obsessed with this dress. I will probably see like north of $100 for this on the resale market. Again, I am pretty sure I might keep this. Do I know of anybody getting married soon? That's the question. Like, is this fabulous? So it's like knee length. I can't. I love this so much. Ooh. Forgive me while I nerd out about those things. I will always love my vintage finds. I think that's it for the vintage pieces. This here is from okay, so this is kind of vintage. This is, I think, vintage Soft Surroundings. And it's this pretty like batik print button cuff. This is about like a 3/4 sleeve, like open cardigan, like kind of a button cardigan. It's a size medium petite, although it is quite long. So this is tunic length, so I'll just put the measurements in there. But I want to say that this is probably from the 90s and it's in fantastic condition. Something like this, I would use like Log and Look and Art to Wear. This very much has that feel to it. Something like this, I'll go, like 25 to 32. Maybe a little bit more, but it is gorgeous. I love these colors together. Such an unusual color combo, but they all work. Speaking of delicate Free People pieces, this is, I believe, a shirt, and it is as delicate could be, but in great shape. So this is kind of like a crinkle gauze. It's semi-sheer. It's got a lace top V-neck, and look at the bottom. Look at that like lace ruffle, and the ruffle is all split. These are like individual panels of lace, so they'll have kind of motion and they're not going to stick to each other. It's really pretty, and it's kind of a zigzag into that hem. I've never seen this before. I've never seen anything like this before, so I'm not quite sure what I'll get for it. I'm gonna assume somewhere like 28 to 35. This is a size large, which I love to see. Really unusual, and again, one of those things that you wonder how it made it into my hands unscathed. Because I have found pieces like that in the bins, and they have been shredded. Shredded. Not like one hole, like 15 holes. Next up, this is a pretty kimono from Natural Life. This is one of those brands that it gets a lot of traffic. It sells for pretty high dollar amounts, like they retail pretty high. This was probably close to $100. This is brand new with tags. There's the tag there. And it's just like this pale eggshell pink, this pretty celadon blue floral. It's light as a feather. It's got tassels on the bottom. I have no doubt this will sell really quickly. Another one of those things that I'm going to want to kind of accelerate to get up quickly just because this is very summery. I'll probably see, I'm not sure. I've never sold one of their kimonos before. I've sold their dress. I've sold some of their dresses, and they've sold really quickly and for a great price, but 35 or so on this. I wouldn't doubt, like I said, this probably retailed for about $100. Natural Life is very expensive. So great find, and definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. All right, looks like just 2 more to go. So this is just a classic field jacket, this really soft olive green from Young, Fabulous, and Broke. Funny story, I found a Young, Fabulous, and Broke piece with this tag before, and I remember seeing it in the thrift store, and I just threw it in my cart thinking that it was Free People. It's the first time, obviously, I had seen this tag. And I got it home and I'm like, oh God, it's somebody like knocking off their tag. Sure enough, it's Young, Fabulous, and Broke, which is, just as valuable a brand, if not more valuable for some of their stuff. But this is just a cute little field jacket. It's a size small. These kind of things go for like $30, $35 for me. And, right now with fall coming up is kind of a perfect time to be listing this, but very cute. In perfect condition. And this probably retailed in the like $250 range, maybe a little bit more. Young, Fabulous, and Broke is quite expensive, sold at Revolve. And finally, now I thought this was so cute. This is a boutique brand for sure, but every once in a blue moon I see a piece from them that I just think is super cute and I know will sell just for the style. So it's this cute cropped cardigan in this pink and red colorway. This feels very Gen Z. It's high front, size small. This is one of those things. So Sincerely Jules is the brand, and I see a lot of this in the bins, and I leave most of it behind, but every once in a blue moon there's a piece like this. And the last piece that I found that was kind of gave me that similar like, oh, this style's gonna move really quick, sold in a day for like $40. So use your judgment with it. It's just definitely something where you need to kind of have your finger on the pulse of whatever trends are happening right now. With fall coming up right now, back to school, I have no doubt this will go pretty quickly, probably between like 28 to 35. It is in brand new condition. If I have to guess, this was worn once and then donated. So very cute little top. Look at that. I love these sleeves. But that is it, guys. That is the haul for today. Again, I was only there for about an hour, so I think I did pretty good considering the fact that I felt like my head was in a vice and I was in and out in an hour, and I just, I had to get out of there. I mean, this dress, this little peach dress, like, I love it so much. The thing that kind of stinks is I think about how well I did in that first hour, and I'm like, man, if I was able to stay for another 2 or 3 hours, what else could I have found? Because the bins were binning, the bins were serving some good stuff that day. But for all of you numbers nerds out there are 31 pieces here. That means I spent $31. And the retail value, obviously there are some estimates with the vintage pieces in there, but the retail value sits around $4,500 for $31. So I think I've got sales in around the $1,000 mark here, $1,000 to $1,100, and that'll bring my profit to right around that $800 mark. And with a $31 investment, that brings my return on investment to 25.8x, which is really, really great. But guys, thank you so much for hanging with me while I go through my hauls. I always have so much fun sharing these treasures with you. What was your favorite? Obviously my favorite is that coral dress. I cannot get over it. I might even just like put it on my mannequin to have it in the corner of my office so I can stare at it for a little while. Sometimes I do that with some of my favorite pieces. I have no shame. I'll never stop getting excited about some of the things that I find. But guys, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little of your very precious time with me. I appreciate it so much. If you had fun, please consider leaving a like on this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. They both help me out so much with YouTube. But without further ado, guys, have the most gorgeous week. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next